When we talk about de-cheating retrievers, we must understand that the dogs don't understand the concept of cheating. They're just not going straight. And that's a natural result of something being in their way that they naturally tend to run around, or some influence that draws their attention, like another mark or something, or some natural influence that causes them to drift in their route. Hi, I'm Evan Graham. In this presentation, we're going to talk about de-cheating, and we'll use those terms, but understand that that's not what the dog is thinking. He's not thinking about cheating. He's just thinking about getting to the fall in the most expeditious way possible. And a lot of times, cheating cover, cheating hay bales, cheating water, and that sort of thing seems to them like a logical thing to do. And in a way it is. It's much faster to run than to swim, for example, or to take your time to negotiate jumping over that log instead of running around it. The influences of flare, suction, and drift are going to exist pretty much all the time, and quite often many of those influences will be together in one single route. When you have multiple marks and maybe multiple blinds, for every single one there's a route. Sometimes they're very close to each other, sometimes they're not, but for every other fall there's another route. And in those routes there are going to be the factors that fall under those broad headings. So we'll talk to them by way of handling. They don't have verbal skills like we do, so they don't process thought that way. They process thought behaviorally through handling. Now let's simplify this a bit. I've identified three influences under which all that are popularly known as factors fall. Those are the things that divert dogs en route. I call them the cardinal influences: flare, suction, and drift. And all of the factors fall under one or more of those headings. When a dog is said to have cheated his route, he's actually done so because he's been diverted by some factor or set of factors. We're going to show you some dogs reacting this way and also appropriate treatment of this behavior to help your dog become more honest, or in other words, to help him go straight when existing conditions entice him not to. There are diagonal factors like roads, ditches, rows of cover or stubble, shoreline. These factors become diverting influences when the route requires the dog to cross them diagonally. They like to run square or run with the lay of the land. Those are their natural behaviors. Obtrusive objects might include something like bushes, hay bales, logs or large branches on the ground, rocks, and so forth. Some suction-producing factors are old falls, shoreline, either on the entry or exit, points, islands, drag scent,